Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Celine and I'm a Janome educator for Janome Canada. And today we'll see something that maybe some of you know and maybe not. Improv quilting, I hope, or improvisational. I'm reading because I need almost my dictionary beside me. So some ladies says to me or email me or comment to me, we don't want to do any more long, big blanket and that takes months and years. We like small project, but still we love sewing, but it has to go quick. Okay? I understand this because a big, long quilting, it's for sure not for me. I'm more garment maker and embroider. It's this side. I embroider my clothes. So today I put my flannelette shirt because trust me, it's cold in Montreal and snowy. We had a lot of snow. So anyway, this is not the topic. So I'll switch the camera. I have to push on 6. Exactly, I got it. But it's not properly. Okay, and I'll show you many samples. I would like to read before. Whoops, I'm sliding. I want just to tell you what they say, okay? Improv quilting is a quilt is a quilt without specific intention. Each quilter has their own style, method, and motivation. It's like modern quilt. So first of all, I'll show you a drawer. Do you all have this leftover? What do you do? Recuperation, garbage. You save them. You have to move because you have too much. So today we'll use them. That's the perfect project to use them with our sewing knowledge, machine, feet, accessories, thread that we have in the house. Or we can, if we don't have them, we can purchase them, of course, order them from your dealer. Okay. So I'm still using my 100th anniversary fabric. It's still Janome's birthday, yeah? Janome was not found on January the 1st. So I still have a few days to go. So I'm still using it until I change. But we'll do something else in the coming year, okay? So what I want to show you is shapes. Just shapes because of my leftover. And maybe I want to create shapes. And I'll show you top stitching, different way of doing it at 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. Maybe you don't see very well. See how close they are? 1/8 of an inch. And sashiko style, built in your sewing machine. Or, I'm using the 15,000 today. Okay. Oops. Okay. The 15,000. I don't like to show you the screen. It's blinking so much, but me, it's not blinking. It's because the camera. But this is what I'm using. But what I'm saying to you today, it's not just for the 15,000. You have many of our electronic machine have what I'm showing you today, but in a different screen, window, or category of machine. Whoops, I hit. I want you to know that the camera is just below my nose. So, okay, here is some improv quilting that I made. But when I say I made, I did my foundation. I like these projects. You know why? I don't have to finish it. I like to do the foundation. Okay? So here I want to use AccuFeel, but I want to trust it 100%. So I have cotton, batting, batting, cotton. 2 layers of batting. From the wrong side, from the bottom part and from the top part. And you know, why do I want to do this? Well, I want to make sure what I'm saying, and I want to test my machine, and I want to make sure. So I use my AccuFeed Flex feed. I'll say feed because there's a narrow one and a wide one. And they each have different sole. This is a sole. So you have a 1/4 of an inch stitch in the ditch, open toe, zipper, maybe I'm forgetting something, but anyway, just I want you to think about this and to test, okay? Improv, what does that mean? It means that my leftover have no pattern. I do it as it comes. You see here I use circular attachment. A little bit of leftover from a layer cake. I didn't know that word. Michael explained to me this word. I didn't know layer cake, or there's another one also when it's small. It's charm pack. Or pack charm. I don't know, something like this. Okay, charm packs, I think. Packs. Okay, so I just went and tried as much as I could. But I still have room. This is what I like with this project. It's because I'm doing everything. I'm holding in the center, of course, finish the binding, and then I'm playing ruler work, ruler work, a 1/4 of an inch, stitch in the dish, circular attachment. Whenever I think of something, I have something to practice. I have something to practice and something that I can use at the same time. You know, it's long to do a project. And sometimes I say, oh, I have to, it's not finished. I can't use it. It's in my drawer. I'll start another one. Well, finish the binding and add some when you feel like doing it. Or if you have to, if you want to teach it to your granddaughter, to your daughter, to your neighbor, to your friends, or if you just want to practice, this is really good. And what I like also, I have no pattern, no matter what, I have a little piece, what can I do with this? I like when it's even on both sides here. I say even, I should say when it's identical on both sides. So this is centerpiece, a map, the place map, the discovery panel, give it the name you want, okay? With the little leftover. Hey, you know what? Maybe I would throw it, but with this technique, I keep it. Of course, to start improv quilting, straight stitch is a straight cut is the easiest, okay? But then curvy is hard, a little bit harder, I have to say it, but I'll show you how to make it easy. Okay, so leftover, my mug, my calorie on the side, and the big one here. Whoops. So the big one here. Again, I try. This one is long because it's fold. It's double. Okay, it's long. It's like a bed scarf. And again, it's a discovery panel. And what I did here, you see, I start serpentine stitch, different 3 serpentine stitch. I don't know if you call it stars. Okay, top stitching. You do whatever you want. You see, I still have free room to try something else, other feet, other technique or other stitches. And if you notice, one side is different than the other side, and then the top also. It's a discovery panel that is useful at the same time. We'll have have many things to leave on our will, So, I want to show you what I did here with the layer cake. So layer cake add many maybe 10 different color, but they all mix and match. So you see, I use the white one, then I cut. I don't know how to, because it's far from me also. And you see, you top stitch the way you want. There's no mistake, you're the boss. You want it wide, I use here the quilting bar, the long bar. Again, circular attachment, 1/4 of an inch foot, 1/8 of an inch foot. Everything I had, I used just to try, and I keep it to keep going. Okay? So, of course, when you start, the easiest way to start is this. Straight. When I say straight is here, because this is wider, this is narrow. And you know what? It's not bad at all. I think it's cute. The color, well, you try to match them, but, I try to match them. It's me. But you'll see, Pinterest is, it is an encyclopedia, okay? You know, when it's not your language, it's like the tongue doesn't twist the right way in your mouth. You see, this is what I did just previously in French. I did the same class into French, and look, this is what I did. When you don't like a fabric, use it in small little parts, small little pieces. This is not ugly, this is even interesting. And I show 4 different ways of finishing around, which I'll show you after. Okay? One of our store, not favorite, because the favorite one is a quilting store or fabric store, but we also like the dollar store, huh? So it's just interesting stuff that we can use here, just to be not like everybody and to be by the rules. You know, you observe your own rules. Okay? So straight, I don't want to show you, it's too easy. Put the ruler, you cut, but I'll show you how to cut. Okay? This one I will not touch. I just want to show you straight cut. And it is interesting. And then what do? You top stitch, you embroider it. With our machine, there's impossible to be bored. Impossible. So what do I need? 2 pieces of fabric. Of course, I took leftover. Leftover, my fault. Because I said, oh my God, it's easy. 2 layers together, and then I'll sew them together. Oh, really? Don't do this. It's not the right way. So I have 2 different colors. I'll have to stand up because cutting when you're sitting down, it's not the proper way. So if you want to do straight, you use a ruler and, whoops, I'll push, so if it's, okay, then you see better. Okay, so I just have to follow. I can do an angle, I can do wide, narrow, ruler following with a knife, rotary cutter is okay. But you want to really show people and even yourself. I don't know if Celine is lying to me, stretching the truth. I learned that too. See, I'm going weaving. Okay, you know when this has happened, it's because sometimes this is not clean, or this needs to be changed. So how do I do this? You cannot sew these together. You sew 2 opposite color together. That was my mistake when I cut and I realized. So you see, I sew this to this, this to this. So you need the opposite color. I don't have the right color of thread, but I'll sew it anyway just to show you something to impress you. Okay? To impress. Maybe you know it. When I start a class, I always think that people don't know what I'm going to show them, but maybe you know. Okay, what's the best thing on your machine that Janome invent lately? HP needle plate, HP foot. HP is at the back. HP. So I'm going to change my plate. It's as hard as this on the 15,000. Push the button. I'll remove this because I see the thread that is. And I'll insert my HP plate. And my machine knows. My machine tells me, it's in French, but my machine tells me, hey, whoops, I don't know how to flip it. My machine says, hey, you change your needle plate. Make sure you don't make a mistake, Celine. Huh? Could you read it? And I will use also, while I'm there, the stitch with the lock stitch at the beginning and at the end. The machine, many of our electronic machine, our Janome electronic machine, many of them set the whole thing for you. Set the stitch width or needle position and set the stitch length. And you see, my machine says HP foot with HP plate. Okay, and I don't have my HP foot, so I will change, attach it, and you use always your screwdriver. So you see, right away the machine knew, because there's a sensor underneath, and my habit is always to put the thread under the foot and attach, to prevent bird's nest. I hope I'm saying the right word. I prefer to hold it in the thread holder. There's other way, to prevent, but this way is the best. At the beginning with Janome, I was trained with the first people in 1983. They were Japanese, of course, and they were engineers that came to Montreal from Japan to teach us how to use, I start with the Memory 7, but they teach, and then in 83, they teach us the 6,000. That was a training. That was a real training. A whole day, 3 engineers. There's no better than an engineer who made the machine to train somebody. They have the answer. They have the answer for all the question you can ask. Okay, so I'm using 1/4 of an inch foot, HP needle plate, HP foot. I don't want to go that fast, and I start always into the fabric. Okay, and I'm going. Not fast, and I have to stop to move. It depends how round I cut. Sometimes I'm on the bias. That's why it obeys so good. Okay. Okay. I'm going. I want to make sure that I'm doing a nice curve. Then, you see I'm following the side of the fabric with the width of the foot. And I'm sewing at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, lock stitch. Cut the thread. Look at this. Look how nice. No iron, nothing, but look at the nice curve. No puckering, nothing, and I'm not pulling, let it go. Look how nice the curve, and this is a pretty big curve here. So you see, so easy. So then you say, oh yeah, I want to top stitch this. Maybe not right away because you need maybe some batting underneath, but I'm just showing you this is a small sample and I don't have the right color of thread. So it's easy. You say, oh, okay, this is what I want to tell you. Some ladies prefer to open the seam. Some ladies prefer ironing onto the darker side, and some ladies prefer on the, you know, in your house, you're the boss, huh? You do whatever you want to do. We're women, huh? No matter what, we're doing what we want to do. Okay, so I'm going to, because the foot is, no, because the foot is narrow, it's so easy to follow on the side. Stop and make sure my seam allowance and follow the curve. I have just 2 layers of fabric now, plus the seam allowance, no batting. And if you want, the only thing you can change is the stitch length. You cannot move the needle. Okay, stop. So no ironing, nothing, but you know, honestly, I would iron. But look how nice. Well, except this little one here. I call it dancing. See, there's no more. But look how nice my 1/4 inch is. That's okay. Then you say, me, I would like to top stitch. Oh, I won't show it to you here. No. Okay, I'll keep going because I really want to show you something. So I have my sample here. A little bit too close. Okay, I have a sample here. I won't top stitch here because you won't see it. I want to top stitch on these here. And I have a different color of thread, of course. Okay, so what is my 1/4 inch? Always hold. And if it slides, I put it in. I'm going to top stitch at a 1/4 inch. Lock stitch. I'd like to, not too long your stitch length because you're in curve. You follow the curve. So I'm doing a 1/4 inch this way, and on the other side I will do an 1/8 inch exactly with that foot, and I will break nothing. I really hope this is new for you, really. Okay, so I top stitch, but look at the foot. The foot has a little, and even that foot has a hole here. So I will remove the HP foot, plate. I'll remove it, and I'll put back the regular, oh, I've got my thread. Regular, and you know I have an extra lift to make it easier. Okay. So I'm okay, thread holder, put the bobbin back. Okay, here, no, oops. Okay. My machine tells me, hey, you change your, my camera, hold on, oh, I don't, okay, tells me, hey, you change your foot or your needle plate, be careful of the foot. So I will press X, but I'll move the camera on the side. I want you to see what's going to happen to your needle. I'll say, okay, look at the needle. Oh, it went to the center needle position because this is the center, as you can see, okay, this is an 1/8 inch and it's made for this. Okay, because this foot can be used with a regular needle plate. Then foot down, I'm okay. Then just in case, I will manually turn the wheel. Wait, I'm okay. Yes, I'm okay. Sorry. Okay, and follow the curve. follow the curve, lock stitch, whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, cut the thread, 1/8 of it, too close, no, 1/8 of a thread, 1/8 of a stitch, 1/8 of the width, a quarter of an inch of width. See the difference? Same HP foot, and you can do the same thing with HP2 foot. So you see, with the same foot you can do more than just one. You have more than just one option. Okay? Okay, so this is done. What I did here is just a sample to show you. So I'm holding my stuff behind. And if you want, you could top stitch here. You can top stitch the whole thing. You know, there's no limit. But let's say your sewing machine, or you don't want to change the plate, or for any reason, you say, me, I don't have HP foot, and I have a 1/4 inch foot. No problem neither. Okay, you use it. But do you remember that? Always luck with the... Do you remember this clear view foot? I'll put color on the behind. Clear view. So this is coming with 2 guides, which I won't need here today. 2 guides. So this has 2 functions. First of all, you have to use it center needle position to the right and up to the right. But you cannot go to the left with that foot, because we'll sell you another more needles and another foot. You'll break for sure. And the foot has 1/8 of an inch between each red mark, vertically and horizontally. And this is to help you with the start and the stop, and here is to guide you. So if I want to do a 1/4 inch, okay, I'll snap it, I'll attach it, okay, and I will top stitch the inside. Let's see the inside. I will keep my 1/4 inch option with the t-shirt, you know, patchwork, and I like the top stitch, you know, I like the lock stitch at the beginning and at the end. Okay, foot down, start into the fabric, thread holder, and a 1/4 inch, and follow the colored fabric. Okay, up to the end, and lock stitch. Cut the thread by itself, because I asked the machine, you know, I programmed the machine to do this. And then you say, I want 1/8 of an inch on this side, 1/8, 1/8, a quarter, just for fun, okay? So this time you will follow this red mark here. Follow the fabric. You know, your eyes are not looking at the needles. The needle. Your eyes are looking the junction between the 2 color fabric. My eyes are here, and I follow. See how easy it is to turn. Of course, it's not a very big curve, but still easy to manipulate. And lock stitch, and cut the thread. You say, I want to do more than what I did here. Okay, no problem. Keep going, keep following. So the red mark, no, like this. The red mark follow the previous seam. And because the stitch length is well adjusted, you know, not too long, you can turn the curve easily, you know. It's not a round square, square round. Hey, look at this. Okay. So, another use to the foot. Let's say you want to do stitch in the ditch. Well, you need the black attachment here. Look at that. Whoops, sliding. Whoops. Okay. Okay. Center. Whoa, Celine. Bah. Center needle position. I'm coming back on my stitches. Okay, center needle position. And then foot down. And then the black guide will follow, is following the seam. You know, the seam from the two different color of fabric. Finish. Cut thread. And then you did stitch in the ditch. So this foot is it's just another help. It's an optional foot. Okay? When all this is finished, maybe you say, I can't give this to somebody, or it's not properly. Whoop, I'm clipping my thread because I don't like to work when it's all fuzzy and not clean, you know. It's like you cook, you clean the pan right away. Okay, now I'm ready to go. So I have to finish my my side here. Do you remember? I'm not sure if we use it before, but M foot, M, that comes with your machine. It's for an overlock stitch, or overlock. I would say overlock. You know what I mean. I'm just too long of thread, so I'm rolling. Okay, so my thread is going under the foot. Exactly. Okay, so you have many stitches for overlock. Overlock, 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 overlock. And I like this one. Look at the pictogram. It leaves me some thread on the side. I like this for what I'm going to do. And it tells me a M foot. Come back. And let's go, Celine. I'll use it just as is. Okay. Oh, maybe I can go a little bit faster. So you see, the thread is twisting around the wire. The wire at your right. There's 3 wires here. Right, center, middle. Those 2 are to put the fabric, to hold and maintain the fabric down, to prevent it to roll in the overlock. And the other one is to make the twist of the sewing. So it catches all the little lint, the leftover. And I will stop without, just stop. A few more stitch. I like also when I go stitch by stitch. You see? Now I'm okay. And I use stitch by stitch. This function. So when you're not properly at the corner, that's another help. Everything is just help. This is what I like, fine-tuning. And, okay, I pulled too much. Then, another option is to add a little bit of fancy, oh, I should, okay, I have it. Okay, look, the wool. I have 3 sides, I'll use three different positions. First position, my black guide will follow the fabric, and my yarn will follow like this, will follow this after the black guide. So my sewing is catching it. See, maybe you're afraid. I'll stop. You say, oh, look at the gap in between. Don't worry, the needle will catch it. Don't worry. So this is right after. Okay. Okay, stitch by stitch. Okay, now turn. Okay, this time I'll go inside my black. I like to give a little bit of ease. Okay, inside. Okay. Inside. So you see the decorative stitch or the overlock stitch, you see it, and you do the overlock and you fill up the end. You fill up the edge, I should say, with the yarn. So one is outside, one is inside, and the other one will be on top. Stitch by stitch. Oh, I touched the lock stitch. I didn't want to do this, but I'm okay. It clipped the thread but doesn't clip the yarn. And I'll leave some loose thread, and this time I'm sewing over. So my yarn will be, whoops, my yarn is in between those two. Oh my goodness. My yarn is in between those two metal needles. Let me whoops. Okay, it'll be clean. So I'm going on top. On top. So we'll have four sides of this little coaster, or name it the way you want. We'll have four. Whoop, move, shift, I should say, shift, go underneath you. Okay. So four sides, you'll see the difference. You know, it's improv, so there's no problem there. Okay, it's right in between. So which one, the one that suits you, no problem, use it. Lock stitch, thread cutter, and I'll show you the result. So you don't pull on the side with that foot because the stitches are still formed around the wires. So pull at the back and then cut everything. Okay, overlock. After the black guide, just following the wire here. Inside the black one, so we barely see it, but look at the nice finish. It's really clean. Here also it's nice, but it's wider. You know, whatever you want. And also you have to obey to the fabric, huh? And then on top here. So you see I slide a little bit here. On top, so you can move it because it's like just, it is like loose inside the stitches. It's not sewn. Okay? So four sides, four different way of attaching the yarn. And you can use funny yarn. which I showed you, I hope. Yeah, they're here. See? Funny yarn. Cute, nice, with a little holder here. No, here. Then, just plain yarn. Plain yarn again. There's no limit, you know, whatever you find. And this one has little I don't know how to say, bulb. It's just, you know what, you have guests in your house, or you give this, they're going to talk, huh? Wow, what is this? Where did you buy it? First question. Well, tell them you're selling them. Okay, so here my regular, I don't know if I told you just before, my regular panel. The distance is 1/4 inch here, which with any feet, or this foot, look, or this foot, or this one. Choice is yours. You can't say I can't do it, I have no feet. You have, the machine came with many feet, variety of feet. Okay, so this one is 1/4 inch. This is 1/8 inch. Trust me, if you like sewing, you'll be happy because it takes time. This here, it's so close together, but it gives you a different effect. We're so used to this. And here I did just for fun, but I didn't follow. On one side, I follow this side of the curve. On the other side, the other side of the curve. And when I went into the middle, I just tried to catch, not to catch the two seams. You know, there's no following the middle one. And I tried some different sashiko stitches or quilting stitches, hand look stitch. And like I said, don't worry, go to visit Sew for Home and get your free pattern to do some, maybe 7, I'm here, okay. So maybe download the two nice, is it not the box? I don't remember don't remember the name. But download the little pouch, okay? And make them with the sashiko and top stitching. It's in style today. Bags and pouches. Everybody's making them because really it's fast. It's faster than a big quilt. But there's always somebody who likes to make a big quilt. I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm just saying it's another avenue. If you have so much to do and you want to do a little project. So I thank you for watching again. And I'll see you next week. I hope the weather will be, it's still winter. It's still winter. Okay? So I say have a good week and good sewing this week. Improvise quilting. Bye-bye, everybody.